hope I'm
Right.
audible.
Yes, you are, Sagar.
Awesome. So let me quickly introduce myself. I'll not take up a lot of time. My name is Sagar, and I have been working in data science, analytics, AI, generative AI, all this stuff for about over 4.5, 5 years. Started working in college itself. Started learning AI on my own. Uh, there were places where I could learn, but yeah, I didn't had any money, and I couldn't get any course, so I had to learn from scratch. I did it hard way, but not necessarily you have to do it the same, right? So I hope everyone is comfortable in English. Uh, yeah, everyone is comfortable in English, and if not, if you don't understand something, I'll talk in Hindi a little bit here and there. Okay. So let me quickly set up the agenda. Uh, so today we are going to build a very basic workflow. I can see a lot of CEOs, CTOs, and co-founders are present in the meet, as well as there are students from colleges, I assume, right? And in between them, all of the developers and testers and sales, non-tech. So what I am going to do today is going to touch everything, but in a way that everyone understands the implications of it. So the way we do it and uh, the way you can use this tech for your own use case, right? So so let's go ahead and understand basics of n8n. So what is n8n? n8n is a is an online offline web tool on the system tool software which helps you automate lot of stuff, right? So you can use LLMs to solve bunch of your problems. So let me quickly explain what LLMs are. I know a lot of people, you know what LLMs are, what workflows are, what agents are, but let me quickly go through them. So LLMs are large language models. They are trained on huge data with certain algorithm. Uh, Not going to go into those algorithms, but yeah, the final product is an eerily intelligent system, which seems intelligent. It's not necessarily intelligent, but it seems intelligent and it can do a lot of stuff. Everyone is aware of ChatGPT, Google, Gemini, Claude AI, right? So yeah, that's what an LLM is. Let me quickly tell you what a workflow is. Workflow would be something which is very similar to a function. So people who are aware of programming know what a workflow is, right? Workflow would be you get an input and you get an output. There is something computational happening. So n8n, what it does is we are using certain LLMs. Almost all LLMs can be integrated in n8n, and we can use the power of an LLM and write some JavaScript code, write some Python scripts, give it a database, give it a chatbot. You can design a front end, like a lot of beautiful things you can do, and you will allow the system to work autonomously without any interference. That's what an automation is, right? So that's what a workflow is. And let me explain you what an agent is. So agentic, there is a like a there is a flood of this buzzwords using, right? Everywhere over LinkedIn, social media, like agents, agentic systems, right? So I'll quickly explain you what an agent is. So agent is an LLM powered system which will help you. Uh, so you can assign it some tools, you can give it some capabilities, and it will use those capabilities however you want it to use. So you have to prompt it well, right? So again, there is a very fine line between it being a proper developer job and proper vibe coding job, right? Vibe coding is just like you are in the vibe and you just start typing in English and you get your stuff like done, right? So yeah, this is the basic gist of what we are going to learn today. So yeah, I'll quickly share my screen. Just a minute. I'll show you. So I have prepared uh, workflow. I'll show you the workflow first. Entire screen, yeah, sure. Button. So this is something which we are going to build. Okay. What this is I'll quickly explain it to you. There is a chatbot. You don't have to know JavaScript and front end and back end, right? You just need a quick interface uh, to create a POC. POC would be a proof of concept, right? Let's say your boss tells you, uh, you just have an idea, your boss has an idea, and he wants you to implement that. So let's say it's a chat-based system, right? So what we can do is we can give it a chat phase, and then we can have an agent, AI agent, and a workflow would be similar to this, right? There is something called as drag and drop. I'm pretty sure you are all aware of what a drag and drop is. You just drag the stuff and drop it on your workspace, right? Yeah. So over here, you can see something. And I completely understand you don't know what this is. I'll just very quickly tell you what these are. So this is something which we called as a chatbot. Simply putting, this is the agent which uh, which is which is not necessarily the thinking process, but over there all the processing happens, right? Uh, this is the model. You might have heard about LLMs, models, and then API keys. All these things tied to Soro. You don't have to annotate anything. Yeah. So all these things can be tied to certain uh, so this LLMs, this models can be tied to one thing, which is an AI. Okay, this is the smart part. There is something which is memory, because AI doesn't have a memory. If you just keep on asking one question to multiple AIs, it will give you a lot of answers. But let's say you change the session. Let's say you went in ChatGPT and then you started asking something, right? Let's say you are not logged in, okay, provided you are not logged in. And then you asked few stuff, like tell me about Peacock. And then you went in another chat and then you started asking that, what was my last question? You're not supposed to, the LLM is not supposed to know it, right? So that's something called as in context. All these things are like tightly integrated in these models, and to access the memory which needs to be present as context, you need a simple database, right? It can be Redis, it can be Mongo, it can be anything. uh, Non-tech people, you don't have to stress. These are some databases, uh, and you can store whatever you create, or predefined stuff you can store too. Right, your Excel is a database. You can understand that. But this simply memory is the memory data. You need it to keep the stuff in context, right? And then there is something called as in tools. We are extensively going to talk about them. I'm not going to tell you anything about it right now. Okay. So yeah, I hope you are excited. I'll not eat much of your time. We'll straight away jump uh, on a new workflow. So here's a quick thing. I expect you to follow this, but if you are doing or referring this lecture side by side, you might face into a lot of problems because my system was pre-configured. And again, we have very less time. I'll just speed run through a lot of stuff. Okay. I just want people to be aware of the capabilities rather than on the first lecture in 1 hour expecting you should be able to start building your own workflows. It's not like going to be that. So let's set our expectations straight. I hope my voice is clear. You can just do thumbs up. You don't have to like unmute yourself and speak. Can I get a small feedback? Okay, I'll just open the chat over here. Guys, I'll not answer the question while I'm teaching. I'll just keep the questions for later, okay? Uh, Please note your questions down and then we can talk about it. So, uh, what you want to do is have a work email. You don't have to have a work email. You can find the ways to go around that. But yeah, you have to have a work email, and you can log in on n8n. So I am a cheapskate. I don't have a subscription of this n8n. I have multiple emails, and I keep on doing whenever I want to build a POC. I just use a new email, right? So yeah, I have 14 days of n8n trial. I just uh, did it using a new email, right? So this is something which you will be looking at uh, unless you are watching this lecture for like 6 months later. So there is this. Just just minimize this. Yeah. So this would be your on the cloud n8n. You don't have to have it locally set up. The problem is uh, no, Indrajit. I'll not. It's not hard. Okay. If you continue, I'll teach you from scratch, and it's not going to be like it's going to be like piece of cake, a cake bomb. So, uh, yeah. So this is your workflow. This is how generally your n8n looks. Again, you will have to have some database configured. I'll quickly explain you. You can just play around and get it configured. Okay, this thing is bugging me. I'll just remove it from here. Yeah. Now, uh, this is what an workflow is. This is my active workflow, which I just showed you over here. Okay. And this is something which is credentials. I'll very quickly explain you what credentials are and why this is required, right? So look, since morning I generated like four API accounts, and it might have costed me about 5 rupees, 5 to 10 rupees. So yeah, it is going to cost you. Okay. There are lots of workarounds. You will find them in the proper lectures. Okay, so there are Hugging Face APIs, there are ChatGPT free APIs. Okay, but now I'm using the full-fledged my own API key. It's uh, it is charged in dollars, and here you have to configure them. Okay, so and here are the already working workflows. So what history I have been doing, this is all the stuff which I was doing. So few of them were errors, few of them were successes. Okay. Uh, Okay, I'm not going to look at chat. I'm getting distracted, right? And these are workflows, right? So to just create a new workflow, you can just click over here. This is your second workflow. I'm not sure if I can execute this because I'm working on the free trial and I have already made an workflow which is active, right? So still, we'll check. Okay. So this is the worst space where you will be building a lot of your automation tools. If you are aware of Selenium um, or what is it called? It's a data analytics tool. It's called uh, Power BI, right? Power BI and Tableau, exactly, Adit, Tableau. And then there is something called as very powerful AI and analytics tool, which I used to use like 3, 4 years ago. If I remember, I'll tell you. Uh, so all those stuff have very similar user interface, right? Again, very quickly, I'll tell you these are pretty obvious. Here is the overview, which we were, okay, we were just over here, and then you can just share it. You can go on home. This is the place where generally developers like execute code. So it's going to be very similar to that. Over here is the editor where you write code. Again, talking to developers. If you don't understand, just follow. Okay, you'll understand. Now, yeah, we can do something about it, Pawan. So, yeah, I'll explain you what a trigger is. First, there are 5 kind of nodes. I'll explain you what nodes are, but let me tell you what those are. Okay, like kinds of nodes. By explaining them, you will understand what a node is. So there are 5 kinds of nodes. One is like trigger node. One is the data node. Uh, one would be like database node. One would be the reference tool node, right? Uh, I'll not comment on that. Shaktashi. Okay. So yeah. So first node which you would be starting with would be trigger node. So what does it mean? Trigger to trigger means to start. So let's say you are building something which is a token management system. So you have an subscription based system, and you want to check if the person is active or not. So you want to see if the token is expired or not. Token would be you want to check in your data that if the person has paid and is it is his uh, expired, so subscription expired, right? So something like that. So let's say you want to do that. You can't make person sit and keep working for you, especially why? Okay, so you might argue you can do some backend and create a proper script, test it, get testers, and then boom, you are done. The thing with that is, if you are using certain LLMs, you can make your uh, workflow pretty dynamic. So when you program, you set some certain things, certain values, right? There are data types and stuff. So you have to, if your code breaks in case of wrong data type, you're gone, right? So to take care of this, you can use LLMs to help uh, create workflows, and that should be it, right? So the trigger would be the starting point. So for us, let's say we are creating a chatbot, and uh, I'll just do chat trigger. Okay, so this okay. So over here is the configurator for the chat. Okay, it is saying that test the chat. There are something called as parameters. There are settings. These are some knobs which we can twist and turn and make it work. Okay, each node has its own specific properties and parameters and settings. But yeah, it's clearly defined. Make chat publicly available. I'll just zoom my screen. Okay. So you can make it publicly available. You can add properties. So let's say we make it available. So which means you can post it on your website. So this is your website. Again, ignore this. This is my company's name. Please don't yeah, never mind. So, and this is something which is very specific to you. So if you host it somewhere, uh, you can access this workflow. Okay. Now, we have a chat trigger. If you double click on it, the thing comes. Okay. Now I have made the chat publicly available, but since my API key is active and it might cost me if people abuse it, I'll just keep it on. Okay. It's very important to keep your API keys very, very safe. You don't save it in your local system or in any files. You generally save it in environment variables or somewhere safe. Developers are aware of that. Non-developers, you can ignore it for now. Okay. Yeah. So we'll go back to Canva. And yeah, this is something which is called as so there over here you can see a red thunder, right? So that's what a trigger is. There can be multiple triggers to your workflows. So just to give you an example, let's say you have a camera and you just want to see if your cat is passing through the uh, front gate or something, right? So the cat will pass and it should trigger. But also there would be a trigger of microphone, because let's say the meows and you want the trigger to be like activated. So that's what it is. I hope triggers are you are getting what a trigger is, right? I I'll just move it aside. Okay. Now what we want is we will be taking an AI agent with this. Okay. AI agent. So what an AI agent is? Yeah, all people are pushing docs in chat. Good. Okay. Sorry. I'll just yeah. So over here, there are connected chat trigger nodes. Then you can define it. So what is the source of like what you want the agent to do? So again, every node has different parameters and settings. Look, I'm just picking up an example and explaining you the things which should be an lecture long. Uh, Please don't have don't go on your hard on yourself for not understanding it, because I have broken my head like for hours to understand this. Okay, so parameters and settings for an AI agent would be: do you want your output to be always output, should you always output something? You might want to have control over this. There is a reason, because in programming you might encounter certain values which are weird, even in LLM's case. If your prompts are not really good, you might have that. So do you want to have your output always like given? So do you want to execute it once? Do you want to retry when failed? I could show you something. So I play with LLMs a lot. My work, my day job is like working with LLMs, and I have broken like current age ChatGPT also. I have asked them right questions and they have given me wrong, completely wrong. So do you want it to retry when it fails? So all these stuffs are very, very important. Again, it's very intuitive if you think about it. I'll not just go and I'll just assume these things are like pretty straightforward. Okay. So yeah, again, people from front end, back end, you are completely aware what a JavaScript is. So we in n8n use JavaScript a lot. I had to learn it. I didn't know JavaScript. So yeah, not heavy JavaScript, but yeah, basic stuff. So there are curly braces, and then there is dollar symbol, and then dot notations, all this stuff. Then there are some methods. So method is a function in JavaScript or in any object-oriented programming language. Um, all these stuffs are programmatical, and yeah, you use some amount of JavaScript in writing regular expressions. Okay, so again, regular expressions are something which are used to match certain things with certain things. So let me explain it to you again. So let's say you are expecting a person to add their email. So the regular expression would be the username and then the @ and then the domain name .com. So it has a specific thing, right? It may be Gmail, it may be Yahoo. Rest I'm not aware. It may be certain government website, or it may be certain public or private website, right? So I mean, not website, emails. So yeah, even website have a specific regular expression. So those things you are trying to recognize. Okay, so JavaScript regular expressions are extensively used in n8n. And yeah, that's what an AI agent is. Okay, so it has few more inputs. So again, this is an input, which is an chat interface. This is an chat model. Again, self-explanatory. You want to plug in your model. This is your whole workflow, right? Again, along with automation, okay, I shouldn't say this, but a lot of people are hearing AI will eat up their job, right? The management, if they use this completely, like not use, literally exploit this, their workflow would be like being like diminished by half. But the thing is, the person who knows this can do that, right? They have to hire like a wizard or something. So yeah, so a chat model would be again an LLM API key and memory. Like I explained, you want it to be cached, and the tools are the tools which you give your AI. It can use it. So I skipped the tool part, right? Let me bring it up. So the tools can be web. In ChatGPT also there are buttons where you can use like web search. You don't want ChatGPT's interpretation or intuition to take over and answer stuff. You want real world stuff, right? So there was a match, cricket match, let's say, like last week, let's say, and you don't expect ChatGPT to know it. But if you like click web search, it will give you way more accurate results rather than relying on its own knowledge. So that can be a tool. You can give it a calculator. If you remember in 2021, when ChatGPTs came, they would write an excellent essays, but they never were able to do, or they were able to, like they were they were failing when you ask like 89 plus 16, right? So you might want to give your agent a calculator. You might want to give it a lot of stuff. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just show you the tool part because that's the most interesting part and the hardest part. Okay, so uh, so again, you can use another workflows as a tool. So let's say you are creating small repurposable workflows, very similar to object-oriented programming, right? You are using functions, then inheritance, all those stuff. Again, non-tech people, please don't shy away. This is some computer science stuff which we will be going in depth in our live lectures, right? So let's say you have already created some workflows and you want to use them as a tool. So you can bring those workflows and use them, right? You can use code tools in JavaScript or Python. Obviously, I am very good at Python. I expect a lot of people to be good at Python. If not, you should know how to use an IDE and you should know how to use an the ChatGPT, and you should be able to execute the code. Okay, I'm not asking you to use cursor and root code to wipe code or stuff. Okay, this is pretty hard stuff. Uh, Social media portrays it as an easy stuff, but no, it's not hard. You have to be very specific with your prompts. Uh, doesn't matter. So there are coding things which you can specifically ask. So let's say you don't want to completely depend on LLM's ability to understand and like infer what the user is saying. So you will use coding tools. You want to do certain things. Let's say your database is like 100 million line items. You don't expect whole database to be fitted in your LLM's context window. So context window is your memory size, right? Uh, if I have to tell you, if you keep on chatting with ChatGPT, it will forget like 100th question you asked. It will go out of its context. Okay. And then there are a few HTTP request tools. Backend engineers, front-end engineers too will be aware of them. You might want to get or fetch certain things. Again, this is something new, model context protocol. I'll not go into this a lot. This is very cutting edge tech right now in AI. But yeah, these are something which do stuff by their own. You don't have to interfere in them, but we will keep it aside. And then there are vector stores also. You would have listened to a lot of vector databases. So Neo4j. I work extensively on Neo4j. Neo4j uh, is a vector database. Okay, I'll explain you what a vector database is very quickly. Okay, I know we are going lot of tangents, but all this context is very important for you to understand how this workflow would tie like entirely. I'm not here to teach you how like this will function, what this code is, and what will happen after this. Okay, I'm just here to give you a lot of context. So there is something called as a vector store. There is MongoDB Atlas, Pinecone vector. Yeah, I have used Pinecone. I have used MongoDB. So yeah, it's not nothing complicated. It's just a querying language. So querying language would be like you query something in certain syntax and you retrieve a lot of stuff, right? You put a lot of filters. So let's say you want 100 million line items and you want people from specific 52 to 54-year-old and you want to fetch them. You want to, let's say, fetch their medical history. You are working at a hospital or something. Let's say. So yeah, those things are filters, and you can add those filters in regular database as well as in vector databases. So vector databases stand apart from regular databases in the view of the regular databases would be relational. Okay. I know you are aware of non-relational and relational databases. So non-relational databases would be closely classified as vector databases, not entirely, but closely. Okay. Vector database have certain more capabilities over non-relational databases. Anyways, so you can go ahead and give lot of tools. There are cordon vector store, simple vector store, Supabase, Zep. Okay, and then there are a lot of other tools. This all things are databases. Okay. Yeah, I have created this project using Airtable tool. It's an Excel-like database which you can push it on web and can access on the fly. Uh, you don't have to keep your computer open, basically. Uh, just like Google GCP or Amazon. What is Amazon? AWS or Microsoft Azure, right? You pay and then you get services. Very similar to that. So again, how to understand this? You have to go into documentations and keep on reading. Okay. If you ask me a question right on my on the fly, I can't answer. I'll have to read documentation, and that's how development is done. Developers are aware of this, right? AWS Lambda, AWS S3 buckets and tools. Okay. Text extraction, AWS. So yeah, these are all tools. Let's go and see some memory. So what we used is a simple memory. We'll just go ahead and look at that. So over here, it says connected chat trigger node, and then you can define it. So this is automatic, this is definition. So if you do this, you can add a key, you can add a context window length, and boom, you're done. Again, I'll quickly explain you this because I have used this in my workflow. So context window length would be how many questions do you want to remember your chatbot? So you have hosted this your project somewhere, you're expecting some clients, and you can't so you can't bear the cost of your clients asking like 100 questions. You have to limit them because the context window size would be directly charged to your model API. Okay. Because like I mentioned, when you put credentials over here, okay, where was that? I'll just go to back to Canva and over just and just save this. And go over here. These people keep on changing their UI. Okay, we'll come to that. So there is a place where you add your API key, and you have to get it using a credit card. Obviously, you can go on OpenAI API. For free account. So you have to log in, just go ahead and read this stuff, and you should be able to do it. Your API key would be a very long 30 to 40 character string. Please keep it safe. Okay. I'll quickly show you how to configure it. What I'll do is I'm not able to find it. I'll just quickly create a new workflow and show you over here. Oh, what is this? Why is this happening? Yeah, over here, sorry. So here are credentials. I had to go one step back. So over here. So if I just go over here, I don't want to click anywhere because I don't want to expose my API. But let's say I click over here. Chalo, let's see if I can make a new API key. Create credentials. So here you can select. So let's say I have Chat GPT. Yeah, OpenAI, right? OpenAI. Continue. And here you will find your API key. You will add your API key over here. This is optional stuff. This is base URL. And yeah, just save it. After saving it, okay, I'll just quickly open this. And yeah, anyways, my key is hidden. Okay, so if I do this, it will say connection is successfully tested. So if your API key is working, you will this will show like this, or else it will show something else. It will show an error. And again, I showed you this, right? So this was some important stuff. And let's go over here again. So yeah, let's configure this. So over here, you have to add the same key, and you should be good to go. You don't have to save this. You just can, whatever you do over here, you can add notes over here. And when you go back, get saved automatically. Again, let's see how chat model works. So there are Anthropic chat, there are Azure, OpenAI chat, AWS chat, DeepSeek chat, a lot of stuff. Okay, we are going to use Google Gemini chat, and uh, and tools we are going to use uh, Airtable tool. Okay, so what I'll do, I had to give you a lot of context, and I couldn't build this because if I had just built this, I would be spending a lot of time building this, right? I have done building this. It's incomplete. What I projected, I couldn't make it in time. But what we can do is, I'll just explain you my stuff. I'll just do this, and yeah, this is something which I was planning to do, add two tools rather than one. And this would be a little bit more complicated, more complex, not complicated per se, but more complex workflow, which will help a lot of uh, your users. Okay, so let me explain you the project, like what I wanted to do. So let's say I am running a business where uh, my inventory gets exhausted, right? And there is certain delay when I place order and the inventory comes. So I need to have a threshold. So let's say I have 5 kg honey, 2 kg grams, 17 kg. Let's say I'll show you. Why am I talking right? I'll show you. So cereals and then oatmeals and then coffee, water bottle, soda, juice. I'm running DMart, let's say, right? So this is the current quantity which is in my inventory, and I expect my employees to update this regularly, and this is the threshold because when the product comes, I'll be able to cater two of my cereals. Okay, let's say this is 2 tons or something of 1 ton of oatmeals, and I have zero. So this needs to be this. So this needs to be auto. So you want to auto order it and then put update it in your database, right? So this is what my project idea was. Okay, I hope the idea is clear. If not, please raise your hand. I'll quickly explain, or if you have any questions until now, I'll just address them because we are running a little bit short on time. Yeah, Dhruv, you can just type. You don't have to like because since beginning I have been talking, I did not give you a chance. Okay, clear, Adit, Parul. Okay, okay. Chalo, sorted it. Awesome. So my bananas, I have 7 of them. Threshold is 3. Oranges, I have 8 of them. Threshold is 4. Again, this is something called as an Airtable. Look, Indrajit, I haven't directly worked on SAP, but I'm pretty sure SAP is a very big consultancy, right? It's a very big firm, and I'm pretty sure we can have a workaround. Look, when my boss asked me a certain thing to implement, I straight away come to n8n. I just try to figure out before starting to write code, right? So everything is possible, almost everything. This is not God level thing, which everything is possible, but lot of things are possible. If not, you can have a workaround. Okay? So I hope this is clear. Okay, to configure this is going to take like 20 minutes. Okay, so that's why I'm speed running this. Just for the theoretical purposes, let's say you have this database in your system on the cloud hosted, everything is running smoothly. Okay, so I'll show you where we have this. So this is my personal token. Again, I am in charge. Okay, you are not supposed to see this, but again, this is like some random data, dummy data, right? So it doesn't matter if you see my token ID over here. Again, these are very important stuff. Like safeguards in AI are very important because people don't know what these are, and they might like be abused. Like scammers can abuse them. This is very important. Yeah. So this is my name of the inventory. This is how many accesses are there for my inventory. This is the scope. So I'll tell you what scope is in a minute. So let me tell you right away. So scope is something what users can do with my database. Because again, you can ask ChatGPT to delete it itself. If so, we are saying we have given our LLMs tools, right? So if they have tools, certain authentications, they can delete themselves. A scamster can ask to delete itself, right? Or to create a nuclear bomb or something, right? So these things, this scope is something which you want to assign. How many, how what kind of scope do you want? So there are three scopes. I'll just tell you what these are. I can read the stuff, I can write the stuff, I can update the stuff. Again, I have given all of them. I have also given access to the schema. So let's say in the future I want to create a fourth column, something, or do something else with this schema, I can do it. Okay, so I have given the four scopes. One is hidden, I guess, or I have removed it, I'm not sure. I don't remember. So regardless, so you can just create a new token. You can give here something and then find a scope. So all these are scopes. Okay. Go ahead and explore this. Okay, this is very tool specific, Airtable specific. You might not be able, like, ever need to use this. Okay, you can add the token scopes, and then you can add the base. So this, you have to. So this was over here somewhere. This was an Excel sheet I asked ChatGPT to create. Okay, I have not created it. So I just prompted it. It gave me 50 of this sample dummy test. Okay. So I just gave this it over here, and boom, I have configured my tools. So again, this is a database and a tool. You have to understand that. A tool can be a database. Okay. Why? Because you might want to use the tool for searching, updating. Just the thing is, we are looking for to implement this idea. So I want to have automated idea, or automated way for my DMart business. When the things get like below threshold, these things need to be like auto ordered and then auto updated again. Okay, so yeah, I hope we are clear until now. So let me jump right away here because this is a pretty messy. Okay, I knew that this is going to be messy just because of the way the the way this explanation goes into tangents, right? What I'll do, I'll just quickly go over here. So what this is the chatbot parameter settings and docs for my specific use case. So I have made the chat. The mode is hosted chat, made it publicly available, and this is my URL. So if I just give it to you, you can use this thing. I would not. Eventually, I am going to delete this, but until you are on the call, I'll just paste it in my chat. I trust you not to abuse it. Okay, you can ask basic questions. I'll tell you what questions you need to ask. Okay, very specific. Just be a little bit patient with them. So so this is what my chat is, the front end of the system. This is the back end. This is the AI. This is the database, and whole of your software engineering is over here. So let's go ahead and look at your AI part. So over here are some messages. Over here is my credential to connect with. So I am using Google Gemini. So my company has it doesn't matter. I'm using Google Gemini, and models, I'm using 2.5 Flash. This is very powerful model, and you don't have to use it for your own learning stuff. You can use free models, which I will teach you how to fetch them. Okay, and that's it. Over here is mapping and debugging the schema. I'm pretty sure what you know what a schema is. Schema is nothing but your database. It's a JSON object. Okay, there are tables which you can see properly. There is a JSON, okay, and then there is an input. What inputs you are getting for your Google Gemini chatbot, okay? And this is your output. Pretty straightforward. Again, speed running through a lot of stuff. Let's talk about memory, buffer memory. It's called. It's also called as context window, right? So again, this is the mapping, this is the debugging. You can see what kind of questions I have asked, because how many grapes do I have? That's what I have asked. Okay. And then this is the session ID. Okay. Again, I explained you very briefly what a session ID is. If you go outside the chat and ask in another chat, you don't have what you have asked in the previous chat. Okay, that's what a session ID is. Session is. Okay, not ID, session is. And session ID would be its ID. ID is a unique identifier. It's a primary key. Okay, and this is a schema. Schema is and schema is I'll just leave it to you. Just Google. Okay, I have explained, I guess. Now here's an output, and just a minute. Yeah. So what my output consisted of, this is what it is. So again, a few things which are not very specific, you don't have to understand. You might have heard about LangChain. It's a framework. I'm not going to go into that. This is my content, my question, and then it can be like viewed in different options. I'll go back to my schema and Airtable. So let's go ahead with settings first. So I want to keep my outputs always like I want to return all output always. You don't want your customers to ask something and not return anything. Execute once. No, I want it to rerun itself until execution because I know I have created a pretty bulletproof process. And due to LLM's error, which is pretty common if you ask me, due to LLM's error, there might be some execution halts, and LLM might take like forever. It might lock itself in a deadlock. A lot of things can happen. Again, retry, max tries, wait time between the tries. So 100 milliseconds would be like 10 seconds, I guess. Yeah, and then error continue. So these are all stuff. If you go ahead, you can see, you can configure it by yourself. Okay. Again, very specific to Airtable. Might not see this error. Now I am giving my credentials to Airtable. So these are not my chatbot, my LLM credentials. This would be my credentials for my database, which I am intending to use it as a tool. Okay, I want to set it manually, not automatically. I don't want AI to take over completely in this regard. And description. So here is something which is called as a prompt engineering. Okay, you have heard a lot of buzzwords about prompt engineering. This is exactly where you use prompt engineering. You have to understand the words, meanings of English words which you are using, and what it implies in your LLMs. Okay, सीधे सीधे बोलूं तो English अच्छी आनी चाहिए. Okay, very clear, very clear, concise, and there shouldn't be any space for assumptions. Okay, again, base is everything, records is certain things under base. Okay, not going to go into deep resources, like which resources I want to use. That's what it means. Okay, so description would be such as home inventory in Airtable. I want this Airtable to do exactly this. So I want to search stuff in my database. That's what it is. Okay, I have just written it. So I have optimized the prompt. Second would be like what I want to do. So what I want my LLM to do with my database, right? So I just want it to search. I have a lot of options. So I want to get, I want to delete. Get is like getting, literally getting. Backend engineers, you know this stuff. Uh, Update is like updating. Create or update, this is like a Swiss knife, right? You can do either of them. Now, my database consists of just one for this project, right? But you might have lots of them, and you might want to give lot of so let's say there are a lot of workflows and there are a lot of databases in your system. You don't want your employee salary to be accessible everywhere, right? So but you still want it on your database. So that's where this comes in. So you can specify exactly which uh, which database you want to access and what is the base out of it. So I have inventory Excel, okay, sorry, home inventory.xlsx, just a minute, home inventory.xlsx, and from the sheet one, because there is just one sheet in that workbook, notebook. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll just go over here. Again, filter by formula. So I briefly explained you filtering. If you are using Excel, you are aware of what a filtering is. Yeah. So if you want to filter stuff, you can add it. Again, you have to use JavaScript. So there are two ways to use this. So you want to keep it fixed, or you want to use it as an expression. Expression would be regular expression, matching stuff. Like I gave you an example, like classic example of domain name, emails, and those stuff. Okay. And if you want to keep it fixed, you can keep it fixed. I have kept it empty. And I want to return all of the data. So when I just do an execute button would be over here. Yeah, over here. This will fetch my data will tell me, okay, node was executed successfully, and it will tell me, okay, I have 15 onions, I have 20 potatoes, threshold was 6, and inventory was 10, and stuff. Okay. My whole of this would be like very big, 50, right? 50. And this was an input, right? There was no errors. Okay. And that's it. That's all about Airtables. We have talked about simple memories. We have talked about your chatbot. This is very simple. Okay, so uh, I wanted to make it way more nicer and awesome. But what I was planning is, okay, let me just show you how to execute it, right? So that you can test it on your system. This is something which is output node. You want to print it. If you want to save it somewhere, you can place it this some kind of database over here. Okay. So let's say how to output it. So what was uh, my problem statement? I have bunch of stuff in my inventory. This is current, this is threshold. And if this threshold gets fall, like it is like going down, I want to trigger an order invoice, right? So that was my problem statement. Now let's do it manually. So first, let me just see serial 4. Okay, oatmeal. I was just testing. I'll just keep it 10 for now. 10, 6, and then I changed grapes. If you see something which is like smaller than this, just tell me because I don't want this to malfunction. That is grapes. Okay, I can't find it.
It's on number
Chalo,
16.
regardless. 16. Okay, just thank you. Yeah. No, it is changed. Yeah, I changed it. So awesome. Thank you. I did not catch your name, but thank you. Uh, so let's ask the same question. How many grapes I have? Arey, yeah, what did I ask? Sorry. Just ignore this. I'll just restart the chat. This is the way you restart your chat because you don't want your model to your workflow to hallucinate. You have to have just one session at a time. There is a reason for that. Because if you are doing it in two sessions and two things get updated simultaneously, uh, they will be accessing and updating the database together, and someone somewhere have reduced the quantity, and it might like go haywire, right? So again, one database at a time. So let's ask how many what money I have. There are no units. Okay, I'm just asking this. Uh, okay, I have done a spelling mistake. Okay, but still, let's see. It has answered it correctly. Why? Because I'm using an LLM. Okay, so there were 50 of them, and it identified 100. Okay, so what I was building over here, I wanted to build something which would be updated so that I can put it on my phone and just put it, okay, I'm at grocery store and I want to, I'm bringing, should I bring something? So what this should trigger is, okay, your trigger, okay, I'll explain you. Let me question, I have a question. How many, no, what are the things which are again, spelling mistakes, no worries. Which I need to buy ASAP. Doesn't matter what kind of language I use. ChatGPT, all these LLMs are awesome. So this is running, and then this is getting accessed. Okay. Let's see if it returns things proper. Yeah. So based on your inventory data, only item currently below the threshold is T. You have 2 units of 3. Threshold is 12. According to the data, there are no items currently. Okay. Let's say I want to fill my inventory to TWIC twice as much as the threshold. It doesn't matter the spelling is wrong. What are the things with most priority? It might get confused because of this, because it doesn't understand what a priority is, because I haven't defined it in my prompting. But let's say if it answers it or not. Awesome. Okay, look, T, because it was less, it was 2. My target was 24. Awesome. I'm very happy with this. I did not expect this to run, but doesn't matter. So I have you need to buy 1 unit of curd, yogurt, because current is 6 and target was, sorry, current is 5 and target is 6. Ice cream, what I have to buy 1, current is 3, target is 4. Why target is 4? Because my threshold would be 2. Over here, my threshold would be 12. Over here, my threshold will be 3. Yeah, that's it. So this is the basic project. I really wanted to build this project with you. But the thing is, when I did when I did a test run of uh, this lecture, I was not able to finish it in time. So yeah, I have already crossed the time. I wanted to hand over to Ruchir. But yeah, I hope you don't have any doubts. You can ask bunch of questions to the link which I have shared. I hope that link is working. I haven't tested it, but yeah, I'll be closing that link in next after the in next 10 minutes. Okay, I don't want this to get on public domain. So yeah, uh, if you have any questions, I'll quickly take only 2 questions if required. That too not very technical. Uh, that would answer a lot of people's questions, something like that. Yeah, I'll stop sharing my screen.